In the year 2013, my sister adopted a kitten. A fluffy little pussycat that was given to him in college. But she studied far from home. She lived alone in the city, so the kitten kept her company for several days. However, she did not want the kitten to be locked up all day, so she made the best decision for him. Bring him home. And so it was like one afternoon, I came home from high school and found him in the kitchen inside a bird cage, because he still hadn't adapted to his new home. After a couple of days thinking about what to name him, I chose his name, Gary, yes, as well as the snail from Bob SquarePants. Since he arrived, we became best friends. I was completely new to taking care of animals, since we only had one kitten when I was little. So little by little I had to learn everything about cats: feeding, education, medical care, behavior, language, and even training. I was learning everything over time. And I would say that I did not do it badly. I dare say that although Gary loved my mother and sister very much, he always loved me more. My mom says it's because I consented to it. And maybe it's true, because despite his scolding I let him climb into my bed. On cold nights I slept in my room. I bought him prizes when I could. I carried him from one place to another and I fed him when he asked me, even if he had already eaten. That's why he was with me at all times, when I ate, when I slept, when I did homework, when I watched movies. Even when I went to take a shower, he waited for me outside the bathroom. When I woke up in the morning and he heard me open the window, he knew I was about to go out and ran to meet me at the door. In fact, when I started making videos in my adolescence, he was in charge of ruining the shots I was recording. He fell asleep on the nativity scene that my family put up for Christmas. He stole our decorations. Soon after, he grew up. He was a huge cat, with great fur and very different from the rest of the cats that have been seen in my neighborhood. I am not exaggerating if I say that everyone close to me or my family knew him. And they didn't just know him as the house cat, but they knew him by name, Gary, and anyone could identify him. In fact, he knew my two nephews. He saw the eldest from when he was a newborn until he started going to primary school. Gary also met the two puppies that came home. And although he could never get along with Skyper, with Burrito he was able to form a friendship. In fact, thanks to him I know everything I know about cats, because he accompanied me for almost 8 years. From the year 2013 to 2020. From when I was in the middle of high school until I almost finished my university degree. From when I was a teenager and he was a baby, until we both became adults. However, since the beginning of December 2020, he is no longer there. It's not a subject I like to talk about, so I'll just say that I've been trying to get used to his absence for almost 3 years, but more than once I've dreamed that I see him again, and every time I wake up I feel worse than before. It is a feeling of guilt, anger and frustration, because although I know that I always did what was best for him, I cannot help but think that I could have done more. So since I really believe that I will never be able to accept that my best friend is gone, one day I made the decision to always carry him with me. Literally etched into my skin. The first thing was to choose the ideal photo, and this is perfect since it is from when Gary was in his youth, and it was also taken by my mother. I then had to run it through various editing filters to get it to look just the way I wanted. When the image was ready and after making an appointment, I went to the tattoo artist's studio. Already in place, I just had to be patient, wait and endure the pain. And above all not to move while recording so that the tattoo would not go wrong. Later, after about 40 minutes of pain and agony, my tattoo was finished. That about the pain was sarcasm, because according to what they told me, the area I chose is one of the most painful in the whole body, but it didn't hurt that much. Now only the most complicated thing was missing, the care. There were several days of taking good care of myself to avoid infections, but fortunately everything went well. The tattoo turned out just as I imagined. Now I feel a little less empty, because I have the feeling that Gary will always be with me, whenever and wherever I go. At least for me, there is no better way to honor one of the best friends I have ever had in my entire life.